making an ellipse go in circular motion using a slightly different method just to kind of understand it more. This time around, we're going to make an angle which equals 0, and we're going to make a speed variable which will equal 0.5. Down in the function drawer, we're going to make an x variable that equals 200. We'll make a y variable that equals 200, and we'll put an ellipse at x and y, and we'll make it 50-50, right? So pretty easy to understand. We have an ellipse in the middle of the screen. We've got these variables we're not using yet, right? Now, we want to increment angle by speed. Watch this. Angle plus equal speed. So angle is increasing by a small amount. And if we were to print the console log, angle on the console log, you'd see it constantly increasing, right? So now what we want to do is we actually want to make x and y equal the sine and cosine of angle, which is increasing, and we want to multiply it by a scale. So if we have x equals the sine of angle and y equals the cosine of angle, we get the circle that's oscillating up here in the middle, right? If we add, let's say we do 200 plus angle, 200 plus the sine and cosine, then we get our circle back in the middle, right? And now all we have to do is multiply this value. Instead of using the map, we're going to just multiply it by a value. So like, for example, if I multiply this by 10, you're going to see more enhanced movement, right? But instead of just using numbers, we're going to use an actual variable for it. Let's call it the scalar. And it's a scale value. Let's say it equals 10. So now we can multiply this by our scalar in both directions, and we've got oscillating motion. And now it's easy to slow down the speed by just typing in a new number here. And now look, we've got that oscillation happening. And if we want to increase the scalar, like maybe increase it to 30, now we've got that happening. So it's another way without using map, and it might make a little more sense to you being able to control these variables up at the top. So being able to control the speed is a nice thing to be able to do. You can understand it, and you can change the orbit of this by simply changing the scalar. Maybe 70. Let's see what happens. And now if I slow it down even more, but I increase the scalar, now I've got this ellipse moving around in this orbit, and I have complete control over it by changing speed and scalar here just by setting up these two equations right in this spot. All right, now it's up to you to customize this code by using a fill. You might be able to, you might even be able to use a variable. But let's do a fill. Let's customize your background. Make your own colors. You might be able to, again, do trails if you do a transparent background, which could be kind of cool. I think in the last one I did a no stroke, which was neat. But yeah, I wanted you guys to set up your project in this way. It's a little easier to understand because now we're going to do a project that has to do with multiple ellipses in orbit. All right, good luck.